So thank you guys again for joining. I am going to start the slideshow. Hopefully you can see this. Again, feel free to, to stop, to contribute or anything like that. I didn't have the Weichert photo, so here's Donnie overlooking the cliff. He ran away this weekend, and we got him back though, thank God. But he ran off and went and hung out down the side of the cliff, so that was fun. But happy January! I can't believe we're already on the 6th of January. We're getting through this month pretty quickly. So first, I'd like to start with a couple birthdays. And again, I apologize because we missed 3 of you guys. So happy birthday to Michael Attilio and Kelly Chow. Also, Alina from the Midtown office had a, oops, one second, I gotta let these people in, had her birthday 2 days ago. Mohammed, one of our new agents in Midtown, his birthday is tomorrow. David Wang, January 10th. Christine Cameron, January 12th. Michelle Kostas and Kimberly on the 13th. Chris on the 18th. Pixie on the 19th. And Toby on the 30th. So happy birthday to everyone who's having one in January. And I think, we got Toby on the call. So Toby, a special happy birthday to you. Thank you for being here. I'd like to welcome our 2 newest agents. I know Ken's on the call right now, Ken Epstein, who is a licensed agent. He's had his license for a bit. He's new to the Weichert family. And Alyssa Payne. Alyssa is friends with Renee Warren, who many of you know, and she's going to be working with Renee on some stuff, working on some other projects on her own. She's very familiar with Brooklyn. She's lived there for a number of years. So anyone who needs help with Brooklyn, Alyssa is very open to that. Just again, as a reminder, if anyone knows of any agents who are looking for a switch, looking to join a team and to get into a place where we've got more support and things like that, please feel free to pass along their information. Again, a few of you, I'll call out Christine Farku especially. She's given me, I think, 3 people who've interviewed with us and stuff like that. And so it's a great way to help us build the team, build our presence as a company here in New York City. So. Okay, as you all know, I love my quotes. This one comes from Socrates. For those of you who don't know, I studied archaeology and classics as an undergrad. That was my main focus. And so I'm a big, Greek fan. So Socrates said, the secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. And again, especially at the beginning of the year, I think this is one of the best things that we can do, right? Who cares what happened last year, right? Maybe you had a great year. Great. Maybe you had a horrible year. That's okay, right? But all you can really focus on is what we are doing right now and what you can do going forward, right? We can use the past to learn from our mistakes, learn maybe what we didn't do so great. But what we want to focus on is how we can get to a better point. And so, my main focus, and we're going to kind of have a little focus of the month. My main focus for this month is going to be what I'm going to call 1 for 1, right? So we're going to try to build you in 2021 and how to do that. And it's really focusing on activities, right? Focusing on small bite-sized things that you can do every day, no matter how much time you have or don't have, to build your business, right? This is a kind of, it's a snowball, right? It's a snowball rolling down a cliff. It builds and builds and builds and builds, right? You need to do very small things every day, and as much as you can, right? And I know we all have different schedules. Some of us can only devote, a couple hours a week to real estate. Some of us are doing this full time. But no matter who you are, we all have the time to do one real estate activity every day in January, right? And so my question to you are, what are some things that you could do right now? And I'd like for you to unmute yourself and just give me an example of a real estate activity that you could do right now, right? Sitting from your house or going out, 5 minutes from your house. What could you do right now that is a real estate activity?
To see if anybody's moving out of your building that you live in or neighboring buildings. That means that they might need, if it's a rental and someone owns it, they might want to get a new tenant in there, or the new tenant's leaving somewhere. That's a real life experience that my neighbor is going to be looking. And so I'm going to find out who her landlord is and get hopefully working on both ends.
That's great. So that's a great thing, Ken. And again, if you live in a building and like Ken does, it's a large building, you can look around your building, right, and see if there's anyone looking to move, to buy, to sell, to rent, whatever that is. That's really a great one. Does anyone else have any real estate activities that you could do right now?
Well, on that same note, Jason, about within the building, I finally did go to the Weichert Design Center, finish my introduction card, and I waited till after the first of the year, but it should be coming to the building sometime this week.
Awesome. That's great. You can use the design center and do a mailing, right? So Tom did that for the building that he's currently living in, to let people know that he lives in the building and works in real estate. You could do the same thing for a neighborhood. You could do the same thing for a street. You could do the same thing for a block, whatever size you want to do. And again, you can do a physical mailing like Tom did, or you can do a virtual mailing, right? You can do the Cole Realty to KV Core mailings, and that's something you could do. Again, you don't even have to leave your seat to do that. Who else? Let's get one or two more. Don't make me call on people. Paris, what's a real estate activity you could do? What did you do
your
yesterday?
neighborhood.
What did you do yesterday?
What did I do yesterday besides scope my neighborhood and then put the things on RentHop?
There you go.
Put open listings.
Perfect. That was it. Put up an open listing on RentHop to try to get some clients. Did you get any responses to that, Paris?
Yeah, I didn't finish like 2 of the other listings I wanted to put up, but yeah, I did get a response to one. Yeah.
And how can you just tell me how long did it take you to put up that RentHop listing?
Less than 5 minutes.
Less than 5 minutes, and you got someone who wants to see it already.
Yeah, but they don't qualify for it.
Well,
but yeah, I did get a response though. That was the whole objective of the game.
Exactly. So you got a response. So again, it's these little activities that you can do that will kind of, again, start building your business. So how about one more? Let's see, Julie, do you have one more real estate activity that no one mentioned? I hope Julie can hear me. Julie?
From an up city, all of a sudden I got so many
Perfect
from there, so it keep me busy for now.
That's great. So again, take an op city lead, right? All you have to do is turn it on and you're going to start getting leads. I promise you, right? I think, Tanya, I'm not sure if she's on the call right now. Tanya is very lucky with op city, and part of the whole op city process is that if you close deals, they will start sending you more, right? If you're upping your conversion rate, they're going to start sending you more and more and more. And again, Tanya's lucky because she's working both in New York and New Jersey. She's getting leads for both. But she said to me the week before, the week between Christmas and New Year's, she said, I want to close 3 more deals by the end of the year. And I said, use Op City. She said, okay, right? I think she got 5 leads. 3 of them are in contract. 3 in contract. And Zach, who's not on the call right now, again, experienced agent, knows how to talk to people, knows how to convert them. Never closed a sale before. His first Op City client showed 1 property, put it in offer, in contract. They just closed last week. It happens, right? These are great leads. These are easy leads to work with. So there's no reason that you can't be taking out Op City leads, even if you're a brand new agent, right? So if you're not on Op City, again, send me a message. I can get you on there. We just have to go over how to talk to them, how to close them. That's the session that I did yesterday. The YouTube video went out. As long as you've watched it, and I can see you've watched it, we can get you on there. So again, I'm going to give you one example, right, of something. And again, this is not something that anyone exactly mentioned, though we did talk about letting people know. So one thing that you can do, again, is think about this, right? Anytime you do a real estate activity, so any of those things that you mentioned, right? Talking to people, taking out a lead, whatever it is, those will all allow for multiple touch points to your audience, to the people you know, to your sphere of influence and things like that, to remind them that you're in real estate. And again, I'm going to use what I think is the easiest thing that any of us can do, right? Even in New York City during the pandemic, we can do these things, right? Go and preview a property, right? So how do I do this, right? So there are many, many, many ways. But, again, if you're a rental agent, the easiest thing you can do is go pick up keys for a property, right? Go to one of the landlords, pick up the keys. You can preview a lot of them. 9300, Gatsby, whoever it is, right? There are tons of them. If you're working in Westchester, in the Bronx, if you're working in Long Island, you can go usually and through Supra or through the lock boxes, you can go and just look at a property, right? So anything in your target market area. And again, if you're in New York, again, if you're in New Jersey, you can go preview empty vacant properties. If you're in New York, usually you have to go through the listing agent, but sometimes you can go and at least do a tour of a new development, right? Maybe there's a new building up in your neighborhood. Or there are many agents on this call who are experienced agents who have listings, and there are new agents who have listings, right? So you can say, Jason, I want to go preview your property. Is that okay? And I will say yes. I've got a couple rentals, I've got a sale listing and stuff like that. You can go and do this for any of my properties. And again, if you talk to other agents, some of them, they're vacant, some of them it's a little harder to get into. So again, not to say it's for everyone, but talk to Ellen, talk to Tanya, talk to Eunice, talk to Stephanie, talk to Suzanne, talk to these experienced people and say, hey, can I help you market your properties? And again, some people will say, I'm okay. But I can tell you, if you say this to me, you can go and see any property I have on the market and you can do this for that property. So don't let the fact that you don't have a listing or anything like that stand in your way, right? There are no obstacles. There are no hurdles. So what do I want you to do? Go and preview it and take a photo or two and a short video of the property. And again, you might be asking yourself, but this isn't my listing. Why would I do that? Well, again, if you get permission, you can post other people's stuff, right? And I'm giving you permission to do it for any of my listings anytime you want to. So you have blanket ability to do it for any of my exclusive listings. Again, other agents might give you permission. If you want to do Long Island, talk to Will. He's got a rental in the Hamptons and he's got a sale listing in Montauk. If you, Tanya has a multifamily in Brooklyn. Tanya has a studio in Midtown. Again, Ellen's on this call. Maybe she has stuff that she'd be okay with people posting. Again, always get permission, right? Always get permission. Do not post without permission. It's
Jason, I'm happy to have meet anybody at my rental, which is near Manhattan in downtown Brooklyn, and happy to have anybody post that.
Awesome. Thank you, Ellen. Really appreciate that. So again, talk to these people because again, there's no obstacles here, right? And let's say you're up in, if you live up in Inwood, right? Go preview an open listing property in Inwood, take a video. And again, if it's not an open listing, and let's say you just go to open houses over the weekend and see stuff, right? You can ask the listing agent, hey, can I take a quick video for my social media? They might say yes. They might say no. If they say no, don't make it. If they say yes, great. You can post it, right? And if worst case, you can go outside and film the building or film the neighborhood, right? There's nothing stopping you from doing a quick video. Let people know what you're doing. Hey, here I am in Soho. Great new property for sale on Mott Street. Let me know if you're interested in seeing it. Boom, that's it, right? So what you're going to do is post it to social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you're a part of, right? And what this is trying to do is engage people, right? We need to build our engagement. It's kind of like prospecting, but this is one of the easiest ways you can prospect. And all we're doing is we're saying, I'm currently active in real estate, right? Because I'm there, I'm in the field right now. I'm seeing this property. I'm showing an apartment, right? Whatever you're doing, post it to social media. And again, whatever it is, right? And you might say, I only have 100 followers on Instagram. I only have 10 followers on Facebook. Who cares, right? It doesn't matter. This is all about general engagement and just seeing what kinds of responses we can get. And for those of you who've used social media before, you get likes and things like that. People will engage with posts that you put up there. Think about it. People are sitting at home. They want to see people out in the real world because a lot of people are stuck at home, working from home. They're only getting out to do other things. So we tend to get more likes these days than we might do otherwise. And again, once you get those likes, you get that engagement, reach out to every single person who liked it, right? Everyone. So let's say you got 18 likes, right? Maybe it's your cousin, maybe it's your friend, maybe it's your family, maybe it's your neighbor, whoever it is. Direct message them on Instagram, Facebook message them on Facebook, right? And all you're saying is, hey, thank you for the support. Things are going crazy here. Or again, target this to be about you, but just be general, right? And again, what I would say is, hey, thank you for the support. Things are going crazy here in Manhattan, right? The rental market's on fire. Do you know of anyone who could use X, right? And talk about a service that you could offer, right? If you're working on a rental, you could say, do you know of anyone who could use a new apartment? Do you know of anyone who's looking to move? Again, Ellen, maybe you do this for your Central Park one. You say, do you know of anyone who could use outdoor space, right? And maybe they know no one who's in that price point, but maybe that triggers in their mind, hey, you know what? Sally is actually looking for a rental with outdoor space. And then you're like, great, I can do rentals. Connect me with Sally, right? You know, it's things like that. All we're trying to do is re-engage people that we know. And now is a great time to do it. You know, the holidays are over. Many of you, you know, sent holiday cards, send things like that to re-engage your network. But this is a great way to do it, to show, hey, I'm working. Hey, things are happening right now. And let them know you'd love to help out whoever they have. That's it, right? It's simple. And that's going to start engaging people, right? And that's going to, again, maybe they don't refer someone today or tomorrow, but it's going to remind them that you're in real estate. And that's the most important thing that we can be doing. So again, this was just one tip, right? This is something that everyone can do right now. It'll take you like 10 minutes, or maybe you have to go outside and you can just do a quick video or whatever, but just see how that affects the people that are engaging with you. What I'm going to do is, again, I want to help whoever wants help, but you need to want help and you need to do things. So starting tomorrow, I'm going to start an engagement group. Again, this is not a Zoom. This is not anything like that. It's going to be a quick phone call. We're going to talk for about 15 minutes every weekday, Monday through Friday, from 12:30 to 12:45, to check in, get ideas of what you should be doing, to do those things, to see the response that we got to it, how it's working and things like that. Again, there's going to be tasks every day to be done by the next day to get the response and things like that. And we're going to start tomorrow at 12:30. So if you would like to join this group, you must commit to every single weekday, 12 to 12:45, 12:30, sorry, to 12:45, on a phone call, either over WhatsApp or I'll do a conference call, starting tomorrow. And again, your task for today is to do what I just said, right? To go preview a property or do something in the neighborhood, post it, get likes, respond to the likes with direct messages, and see where that gets you, right? And we're going to report back on it tomorrow. So if you would like to join, text me, and we will get you going and get you on that group. But again, it's going to be a daily thing, right? One small thing, even if you don't have too much time, right? If you've got another job, it doesn't matter. Let's see how this engagement goes and how we can get you moving this year. So that was kind of my little pitch for today in terms of ideas and things like that. But I want to remind people about the workshops that we have, again, every Tuesday. Yesterday, we talked about engaging buyer leads and things like that. And again, if you were on that session and not on OpCity, you're able to get on OpCity. If you weren't there and want to get on OpCity, get on it, and we'll get you on OpCity after you watch the video and stuff like that. The recording and the slides were sent out. And again, I'll send out these meeting slides afterwards. So there's no excuse. You know, again, if you're saying, oh, I want to work with for sale by owners, there's a video on the YouTube channel, how to do it exactly, step by step by step by step. And again, we'll be going over these things as well. So next Tuesday, January 12th, Christine Farku, who is off to the races, as you know, she's done a ton of rentals already in January. That's all I can say. So she's our top rental agent right now in terms of number of deals that she's done. She is going to be going over RentHop, open listings, and how it works for her, right? How she's able to do it. She's also willing to take on some people as junior agents to help her with rentals. So if you want to get involved in rentals, come to this open listing thing with Christine. I'll send out a Zoom link for it next Tuesday, 11 o'clock. And she's going to show people how to dominate this, right? And again, as Paris said, right, you put up a couple ads, you get some responses, you take people out. It's a pretty quick process. You know, we've got about 4 agents who are doing this very effectively. And they're doing, you know, on average, I would say 1 rental per week per person. And these aren't, you know, some of these are $1,500 rentals, but some of these are $4,000 rentals. So it works. If you want to make some money, you know, within the next month or so, this is the easiest way to do it. So please join, and we can get you going on that. As a reminder, every week, so again, put this in your calendar. We had it yesterday. We had some great leads that were being generated. Tuesday from 4 to 5:30, today from 6 to 7:30, and the one tonight is really great if you want one-on-one coaching. The regional vice presidents and managers, tonight it's going to be Joe Kubius, my manager, and Maureen King, who's been a manager of the Larchmont office. And what they're going to do is help you, right? Help you to perfect your dialogue, help you to do these things. So it's kind of a smaller group on Wednesday nights. So it's a great way to work on dialogues, work on how to make calls, you know, warm calls, cold calls, calling for sale by owners, sphere of influence, and things like that. And then again, tomorrow from 10:30 to 12:30, we'll be having the normal call session. Again, if you're on that call session and you make Weichert lead network calls or pass op city calls and activate people, I will match any New York lead that you get 1 for 1, right? So if you say, I just got a buyer in New York, I will work and find you a buyer and give it to you that week as well. So this is a great way to build your business, and I will 2 for 1 on the Thursday one, 1 for 1, match any lead that you generate. And again, if you have questions about this, let me know. Next week, and again, this is addition to the one that Christine Farku is doing, Christine Devine is going to be starting a rental group next Wednesday at 7 p.m., right? And Christine, for those of you who don't know her, she's down in North Carolina now, but she was one of the top rental agents on the Upper West Side for a number of years. She knows how to work with landlords, how to convince landlords to work with you, and how to take over a neighborhood. Again, she's on a lot of lists that it's hard to get on because of her relationships and doing the volume of rentals that she did. So she's got really great ins. And so if anyone would like to start focusing on going after landlords, that's going to be next Wednesday at 7. Christine is going to be running that, again, independently, and she'll work with people and help coach them and get them going in rentals. So again, we're trying to expand the ways that we can help you make money in 2021. And some of the more experienced agents are doing this. Again, we're also going to be talking about how you can use a program called Partner Up to get a mentor. Ellen, who's on the call, is one of our mentors. So if you would like to start working with someone to get some more sales going, Ellen is available, and we can kind of talk about that. And a few other people are going to be able to, experienced agents, to join the Partner Up program and actually mentor people. I think Lauro, who is also one of our New Jersey and New York agents, is also a member of the group, but we'll talk more about that on the calls this week at noon. Again, the sad part, REBNY dues are due. Again, anyone who is newly licensed, this is within their first year. It's $325 for the year. Oops, sorry, I inverted. This should be .com. $325 for the year. If you're a salesperson, $400. If you're an associate broker, $550. Go to REBNY.com. If you're a member, log in. If you're not a member, apply to join. You'll pay for it, and then you'll get going, right? And so by January 31st, you must pay your REBNY dues. If you do not, you will lose access to OLR. You'll be kicked off. If you're in a financial hardship and need help with this, please let me know. We can kind of work out a plan and help you with this. Again, we are all required to be members of REBNY. Ellen?
Jason, I always get an email from REBNY, and I've not received 0. No, I haven't received any.
I think they'll send it next week. That's usually when they do it. So
okay.
If you log in, it's kind of like Money Matters, where you can see what
I don't give money until I need to give it. So when they send me the email, I will pay it.
And again, this is REBNY.com. I apologize. So if you're not a member, top right-hand corner, go join. You need your license number, and you'll be a member. So again, I think I've mentioned this at the last meeting, but if you want to focus on additional neighborhoods, right? Our REBNY membership kind of covers the 5 boroughs. If you want to get a second license, you are able to do that and to join the Long Island Board of Realtors. And you might say, well, I don't want to work in Long Island. Well, this board gets you access to one key MLS. And so that is LIBOR, the Long Island Board of Realtors, the Queens MLS. So it basically covers all of Queens, Suffolk and Nassau counties. So if you want to do out in the Hamptons, it also covers kind of north of us. So it covers Westchester, parts of Putnam to an extent. So it's basically like everywhere besides New York City, and it does cover parts of New York City. This will allow you to be a realtor. You can join the New York State MLS. You can join a bunch of other things as well. And so again, you can get a second license. It costs $55 for that license. LIBOR membership is about, I think, $700 for the year. And you can join that and do that. So as of Monday, we are now also members through that second license that you can get of the Staten Island Board of Realtors, right? And Staten Island is extremely insular. It was very hard to get anyone to co-broke with us, but now that we're members, we're good. And so, at least 2 of the agents are already members of CyBor. If you would like to join that, again, you have to join LIBOR first, then you can join CyBor. It's expensive. It's about $800 for the year for that. But if you see yourself doing business out in Staten Island, it is something you can join, or again, partner with one of the agents who is a member. So again, don't let not being a member of those boards stop you from taking leads or working with someone. Again, Zach and Will and Tanya are all working in Staten Island. Will, Jason are working in Long Island. Sorry, other Jason C, is also working in Staten Island. So again, we do have coverage for all these areas, and we can cover those people. So don't be afraid to let me know if you have said, hey, got someone looking in Staten Island, I don't want to go there. Great, get a referral fee off it. So again, as a reminder, we are having a first quarter competition, right? And there are prizes every month. January, February, and March, we'll have a winner, and we'll have an overall winner. So $150 cash prize for first place each month, and a $50 design center credit or my Weichert credit for second place each month. The overall winner will get $500 cash prize, or $1,000. It's doubled if at least 20 agents from each office earn over 150 points. And again, how do you earn points? Well, there's tons of ways, right? For real estate. So you guys all earned a point today for being on this session, right? And so make sure you keep note of the trainings that you attend, the prospecting sessions, and the meetings that you attend. You get 1 point for every open house you host, and 1 extra point if Doug makes a Weichert financial sheet for you. For every 100 prospecting calls you make, you get 1 point. For every 2 points for every Op City lead you take, 3 points for every 250 emails you send through Weichert Pro. Sorry, that my Weichert, I apologize. 3 points for every 250 cards mailed to the design center. So again, Tom, you're going to get cards for those points for those cards that you send. 3 points for every buyer consultation or listing presentation you do. 3 points for every rental transaction that's done. 5 points for every referral to a Weichert agent, incoming or outgoing. So if you have a friend who's looking to buy in New Jersey and you give that person to Tanya, boom, you've got a referral. If you give that person to Tom, you've got a referral. If you send someone to New Jersey, to Pennsylvania, you get a referral. 5 points for every new listing exclusive signed, and again, that's after 1-1, and 10 points for every executed contract. Insurance, again, talk to Jamie, right? Give people to Jamie. Ellen's asking, how do I know about the open houses? You'll report them to me. So there's a sheet that will go out. I apologize for that. Jamie, again, we'll have him talk in a minute, but 1 point for every insurance lead given to Jamie, right? So if you provide him with an email, and 3 points for every insurance close. So he'll report that back to me. With Doug, 1 point for every share of the CardTap app with a client. Again, if you don't have the CardTap app, reach out to Doug so you can get it. 3 points for every introduction to a client to Doug or pre-approval, and 10 points for a completed Weichert mortgage application. Great. And again, 3 points for every warm introduction to a real estate agent, right? If you work with someone, you think they're great, they'd be a great member of the team, introduce them to me, right? You get 3 points for that. 5 points, an additional 5 points if they meet with me for an interview. I'm doing most of them over Skype or Zoom, and 25 points if they join Weichert. And again, as a reminder, for any agent who's done over $25,000 in business over the last 12 years, you will get a $500 bonus when they sign up. So it's a pretty easy way to make some additional money. Any questions about that? Feel free to let me know. Again, I'll be sending out a sheet so you can kind of keep track of each month, the points that you're getting and stuff like that. And we'll do the announcements at the meeting, the first meeting of the successive month. With that, I'd like to hand it over to Jamie.
Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. Hope everyone's doing well. Just want to first off thank everyone for last year for sending me your clients, letting me help out, letting me help you guys out. The market share for last year between the two offices was almost 50% between the two offices. I think one was a little under 50, one was a little over 50 between the two offices. I think 48.6%, which is phenomenal. So, let's keep that up. The more you guys sell, the more you guys send to me, the better the market share goes, the better you make me look, the better you make Jason look. So, if that matters to you, then that's great. But I do really appreciate everything that you guys have sent my way. As you can see on the screen there, the free money is still on the table. Anyone who lets me take a look at your own personal insurance, just a quote, you are not required to use me, but generally I end up coming up with something that you'd probably be happy with. If you do let me do it, and just for letting me look at it, $50 Amazon gift card would come your way. I know a bunch of people have already taken advantage of that. Hopefully some of the new people and some of the people who are not new that have not let me do that will give me a chance to do that. It's just a little bit of your time, and then I work up. I try and work everything up. So about 10 minutes of your time is all I need for you to probably be able to get that, and then we discuss it afterwards. Just on a personal note, for the year so far, or last year, my daughter's looking at colleges right now. She's been accepted to 9 out of 9, with 3 more to come so far. So that's obviously I'm pretty proud, and it's an exciting time for her and me. So 9 colleges. She's been accepted to business schools, and in some of those colleges. And it's just really time right now. We're gonna have a lot of decisions to make over the next bunch of months on where she's gonna end up going. So that's just a side note. But other than that, Happy New Year again. Thank you so much for everything, and I am here for you guys.
Congratulations, Jamie. That's awesome news.
Thanks.
And just again, as a plug and a reminder, many of you who are doing rentals, who are doing sales, will get an email from Jamie saying, hey, can I have so-and-so's phone number? Can I have so-and-so's information, right? What I tell everyone, and this makes it so much easier for you and for Jamie, just send an introduction from you to your client and to Jamie. And I just send a quick email saying, hey, I wanted to connect you with Jamie. He's our insurance specialist and can potentially help you out in saving some money on your homeowner's insurance or renter's insurance, as is required by most leases. I'll let you two take it from here. Boom, that's it, right? You won't get a call or a text from Jamie. You connect them. If they want to use them, great. If they don't want to, that's up to them. But at least you're giving a nice handoff to them. So,
and when that happens, they are usually more than happy to talk to me, even if they've already taken care of something. It doesn't mean that I can't still help them. And a lot of times they haven't taken care of it, even if people think they've taken care of it. A lot of times they haven't. A lot of times they're not happy with what they've already looked at. Just give me a chance. If they tell me that they're good, they don't need me, that's it. We're done. I'm not going to keep bothering them. I promise you that. I'm not going to, if they tell me that they're not interested in me helping them, I'm done with them. They're fine. They have what they have, and they'll be happy and they'll be fine. But I might be able to make them happier.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Jamie.
Yep.
And with that, I'll give it to Doug. We do have the slides today, Doug. So.
Okay, good. Happy New Year, everybody. Let's go to the first slide if we could. So a little market update. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world, as we know. What tends to happen is when there's a little bit of chaos, that might not be good in total, but it can be good for mortgage rates. So we have all kinds of issues floating around: the stimulus checks, the vaccine, how many people are going to get it, when they get it, the jobs reports, retail sales, all these things affected by COVID. There's a lot of things going on, but the net result at the moment, if we go to the next slide, is that we're just about at the low. We're one tick above the bottom for mortgage rates. Phenomenal rates, low rates, literally the lowest they've ever been. We're one tick above. 2.67 on 30-year fixed money, paying 0.7 points. So that's just phenomenal. It's good news for borrowers. Money's the cheapest it's ever been. If you look at a 15-year at 2.17, that's paying 0.7 points. If you added a little bit and paid probably about another 3/4 of a point, you could be below 2% in the ones on fixed money. So it's just really phenomenal. Good news for your clients. What I always mention too is if you were looking for a reason to reach out to a previous client, this is a reason. Rates are low. Not everyone is aware of this, and they might, it's good information. They might thank you for it. They might say, well, I'm not sure if I'm staying. I might be moving. If they're moving, maybe you have a deal. If they're staying, I'd be happy to help them. So just something to keep in mind. Let's see the next slide if we could. This is just a little brush up tutorial, words that are thrown around all the time. Pretty basic, but some people are, not entirely sure what they are. We talk about debt ratio. So debt ratio, there's really two numbers, a front end and a back end. The back end tends to be more important. So the front end is basically the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance divided by the gross monthly income. And the back end would be that plus all other monthly obligations like car payments and things like that. So the next slide, I think, shows that. So an example, if somebody had $5,000 in gross monthly income, we look at their housing cost, again, the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, and then we add their other monthly debts. So the car loan, in this case, a factor for credit cards, the minimum payment. And if we come up to 2,200 in total, and the person makes 5,000 gross, you divide that out, and that's a 44 debt end ratio. So this is what I know co-ops are, look at this a lot. Banks look at it from our perspective. We can do a lot higher than a lot of co-ops will allow. But this is the number they're talking about. It's just your cost to live in the house plus your other monthly obligations divided by your gross income. So that's just a quick tutorial again on that.
And I think it's important. And, again, one of the agents was working with someone who has a good amount of savings, but their debt to income ratio was too high for the co-op, right? And you'll experience that, right? Maybe someone was given money, but they work as a teacher, or maybe someone, has a lot of money in the bank, but, they have a job at a nonprofit or something like that. And so you've got to remember that all of these things go into, especially in a co-op, being able to purchase, right? They might be able to be pre-approved for a certain purchase price, but the co-op might not approve them for it. So Ellen, what have you seen recently with debt to income? Like, what are most co-ops looking for these days, or what's your experience with that?
I'm sorry. I still go with 25 to 30%.
Yep.
Although I just learned that and my rental, they are actually looking for less. So, Brooklyn tends to be, except in the dumping, except in like the Park Slope, Cobble Hill, Brooklyn Heights area, tend to be a little bit more relaxed.
So again, just something to definitely keep in mind when you are working with someone, because that, the listing agent might ask you, what is their debt to income ratio? And so having a sense of that is helpful.
The other thing that everybody needs to know is after closing liquidity, and that's been my issue with almost all of the many of the Op City people. Like, I have money, I make the salary, but I can barely put the 20% down, and I have no money in the bank. And that's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, like I said, the banks, we're willing to, fit per Fannie Mae guidelines, go up to a much higher debt to income ratio than the co-ops will allow. So if you have a pre-approval and it says for a certain amount, that's a legitimate pre-approval in a way, because the bank's willing to lend that much, but you want to know what the ratio is. If the ratio is 48, the loan will get an accept many times, but the co-op's not going to accept it. So you want to clarify those things, and I can help you with that too. Even if it's if the person has another pre-approval and you want me to check it out and work the numbers too, I'm happy to do that.
I have a question for Doug. So I know there's pre-approvals, but there's also one thing further on that one can supply, and I forgot the name of it.
Well, generally there's pre-qualification, which sometimes sometimes the terms are used interchangeably, but generally a pre-qualification is less of a valuable instrument than a pre-approval.
Really?
A broker, for example, cannot offer legally is not supposed to. Not to say that they don't. They're not supposed to offer a pre-approval if they're brokering the loan, because they're not the ones actually approving the loan, right? So another entity is going to approve it. So they're really supposed to do a pre-qualification rather than pre-approval. When I do a pre-approval, not only do I work the numbers and run the credit, we run it through the automated underwriting system, Fannie Mae's system, or generally it's Fannie Mae, and we get an accept. So we do a lot of due diligence at our end so that it has value to it. You come across a pre-approval sometimes and you're like, how did this person get this?
Mm-hmm.
And the person who did it, maybe it was off of a phone conversation or whatever reason, it's not really a valid document. So you want to consider the source and what work they've done. And you can ask certain questions like, what's their credit score, right? Just to make sure they've run a credit. What are their debt to income ratios? If the person issuing the document is hesitant or doesn't want to answer those questions, well, what work did they do? You want to question where it came from and the value of the information you're getting. Anyway, the last slide here, and this, we hover around this very high number. We ask everyone after they complete a transaction with us to fill out a survey. A lot of people fill it out, like over half of the people fill it out, which is very high for the industry. And then one of the questions is, would you refer Weichert Financial to your friends and family? And we consistently are in the high 90s. November 2020, we're at 99% of customers who said, yes, they would refer us. So our marks are very high. I personally have gotten quite a few 5-star reviews. And, if you have a happy customer, it stands to reason that you're going to get more referrals out of that too. So just keep me in mind if you have anything you need from me, pre-approvals, if you're doing an open house and you would like an affordability sheet. A lot of these guidelines have changed and are still changing because of COVID. They tightened up a lot and sometimes they're loosening. If you're wondering what can we do in a particular scenario, let me know. I'm happy to help. And, if you could just remember, to introduce me to your clients, all I ask is, an opportunity for a conversation early on. It's not going to be a hard sell kind of thing like that. Just letting them know that the service exists. And then some people, if they're already set, that's fine. But a lot of people want to use it. So if you could just keep that in mind, I'd appreciate it.
Awesome.
These are, yeah, I'll do one, there's a trivia question real quick. So CoreLogic did a survey and, of course, housing prices have been going up in a lot of areas and a lot of places nationally increased equity by 10.8% in the third quarter, which is very large. So what would you say 10.8% would equate to in equity gain in dollars? So the choices are, this is national, $4,000, $25,000, $9,000 or $17,000.
17,000.
17,000. Any other guesses? 9,000.
Isn't the average price in the US 275?
That sounds right. I'm not exactly sure, but I could check on that. But anyway, you are correct. The answer is 17,000. So, but the real point is, you win good
Amazon?
wishes for that.
No prizes.
Anyway, so that's all I have. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for a great 2020. And if you need me, like I said, just please keep me in mind.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Doug. Annabelle, if you want to kick it off, we'll have some more news starting next week with Annabelle and some of the programs. But for those of you who don't know her, Annabelle is our amazing marketing and technology specialist. Please take her information down. She's going to be someone that you're going to want to talk to as soon as you're done with week 2 and week 4 of the success plan on the My Weichert system.
Hi guys, I'm Annabelle. Nice to meet you guys. If I haven't spoken to you before, Happy New Year, by the way. I just wanted to add some pointers because I love the fact that Jason has mentioned social media because it is actually a big thing. I've been speaking to a couple of agents in terms of actually providing more information on their social media, because a lot of the different things that you'll see as a trend is people showcasing the knowledge that they already know. So what I usually tell more experienced agents or agents that are learning the business is understanding the mindset and what procedures need to take place, break it down for the average person, and that's how you'll build trust with just average people, complete strangers, because the majority of the time you're just a resource to the actual, I always tell people like this, you're almost like a project manager. You're just making the connecting points to whatever resources they need. And I think that's the most valuable thing about your position overall. It's just showcasing it to the average person to be able to have them understand exactly what value you bring to the table. But I definitely love to meet with you guys. If there's any questions whatsoever in terms of social media or even KV Core, I'm more than happy to help you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Annabelle. Okay, market report and update. We have our Q4 2020 market report, which is done. I just have to write my quick commentary. I just got it yesterday. Basically, again, you guys will get this as a PDF, which you can send out to all of your clients. You can take a page of this and put it into a market report, and that's something that Annabelle can definitely help you with. Send it out to people through the KV Core system. You can pick a neighborhood, just talk about that. If you want to focus on Again, the Upper Manhattan or Upper West Side, you can basically take a clip of a portion of this, talk about what's happening in the different sizes, different price points, send it out just to start getting into a conversation with people, right? And again, Urban Digs did a great job. For those of you who have not signed up, you get a free 2-week trial to Urban Digs. If you are using it, we'll give you a paid subscription. It's an amazing website. They have amazing information. They cover Manhattan and Brooklyn now. So there's a ton in Brooklyn. They're getting more, hopefully within the next 6 months, they'll have some for Queens, and they're kind of building borough by borough out. So again, this will be going out hopefully tomorrow to all of you guys, so you can send it out to your networks. I would just like to, and again, I usually go through everything, but I know this meeting was going a little long today. So I wanted to give congratulations for people who've already done deals in 2021, right? We're only on day 6. We've had people do rentals, had closings and stuff like that. So congratulations to Leslie, Tanya, Zach, Suzanne, Eunice, Michelle, Stephanie, Christine F, and Nikki for having closings already. A number of you, Ellen, Tanya, have already gotten listings in 2021. I know Leslie has something coming up. Eunice and Michelle have a bunch of new sale listings in Brooklyn. So there's a ton of stuff happening. Again, no matter what area you're working in, no matter what kind of, if you're doing rentals or sales, whatever segment of the market you're doing, there are things happening right now. And again, if we just even look at the market report, right? Yes, there's more inventory, right? So that means the supply's up. So that means there are more things on the market, but that means there's more opportunities to meet people, right? More opportunities to go after the listings. Prices are actually up a little bit on the average sale price. And again, that does have to do with some of these higher end things which weren't selling for a bit, but again, days on market is still not anything too crazy, right? We're at 93, it's up 2.5% from a year ago. So it's not like anything crazy. So, the volume's obviously down a bit, but I think we're going to see a huge shift in the next couple months. And again, for any of you who are on the Street Easy program, I think, we've gotten 50 leads over the last 2 weeks. And anyone that's on Op City, we've gotten tons and tons of Op City leads. And again, Tanya can attest to the fact that these are people looking to move right away. So does anyone have any new listings, any price changes, any listings they need for someone that they'd like to announce? Ellen, you want to start?
Just to, I have a lovely 1-bedroom in the Fort Greene area of Brooklyn, 2050. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. I have a 1-bedroom for $350 that includes parking in the Sheepshead Bay Homecrest area. Getting a rental listing for an office in that same building, in a small office, not small, it's about 800, 900 square feet, I think. And then I have the we just lowered the price of I probably should have started with this one.
Burying the lead there.
Yeah, really talking about burying the lead. So I have a $5.1 million listing on Central Park South with 3 terraces, north and south, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Needs some work in a doorman, great building between 6th and 7th. Condo.
Awesome. Indira, do you want to talk about what you're working on for rentals now? Or Tanya, either one of you want to unmute yourself? Tanya, you want to talk about your new listing in Brooklyn? Tanya? Oh, Tanya can't talk. So Tanya has a new multifamily on Church Avenue in, it's kind of like Flatbush, Lefferts Garden area, 1.2 million. It's a laundromat on the ground floor and 4 apartments above. It's online. I think it's a 2911 or 2966. Sorry, 9611 Church Avenue for 1.2 million. So Indira has a couple of rentals up in the Bronx, on the Upper West Side as well. We also have a new townhouse for sale on Pacific, 2.3 million that Michelle and Eunice have. It's a 2-family, right, half a block from the Barclay Center, near a bunch of the new developments that are going in over there in Borum Hill. Great opportunity for someone, especially a developer, because you could build a much, much larger building there. Michelle and Eunice also have multiple units at their development at 150 East 18th Street. That's in Prospect Park South. There's basically like 90 units between the two buildings that they have units in. They're sponsor units, no board approval. It's a 1 to 2 bedrooms in like I think they start in like the 380 range or so. So they're really great things. You can open, you can open them up. You can put multiple bedrooms in. They're like really big apartments and stuff like that. So I have 2 new rentals. I have one at 225 East 34th Street. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath rental in a doorman building on 34th between 3rd and 2nd, which is available immediately. No fee or collect your own fee. And then I have a studio with a huge terrace in Murray Hill at 142 East 37th Street. It's a great unit. I think it'll be about $2,000 or so. It's got like a 400 square foot terrace that's private to the apartment, and that's available as of February 1st, I think. So,
Jason?
Yep.
I'm looking for a downtown, anything below 23rd Street, preferably on the east side, studio for about $450, $475. Must be top floor or ground floor with outdoor space. But the whole criteria is that it must be pin drop quiet. So if anybody this is an all cash deal. What did I say? 350. Did I say 450?
450.
No, sorry. 350.
It's going to be hard.
I know. 350, 375. I know. I have a very cheap customer. We're looking. But anyway, if anybody knows of anything, it could be a walk up. It could use work. It's fine. So that's what I'm looking for.
Okay. We'll keep it in mind. Anyone else have any clients they're looking for and can't find anything?
I have a client who might want to see some relatively cheap commercial space, 1,000 to 2,000 square feet tops. I don't know the commercial market, but they'd consider the outer boroughs as well as Manhattan.
Do they want to purchase or rent?
Lease.
And what kind of store is it, or what kind of restaurant?
Well, it's actually the business is diabetic diagnostics. So I think it's more kind of a storage facility than anything.
Okay. Definitely LoopNet, and this is for everyone. LoopNet is your best place to start looking for commercial spaces. And we do have a couple people who've done a number of commercial. Tanya Bryson and Ellen is becoming an expert in commercial, even though I don't think she wants to be. And Stephanie Terso would be the ones who I think.
That's LOOP net.
Yeah,
yes.
LoopNet.
Yeah, with Tom, I'm getting like next week an office. It's got I could send you the floor plan. It's not a signed deal yet, but it's a rental in a co-op building. And it's 2 blocks from the Kings Highway Q and B train. Would that be of interest?
I'd have to, pin her down, but it's certainly 1 to 2,000 square feet was really the only.
Closer to 900 square feet, I think.
Well, please send it to me, Ellen.
Okay.
Why don't you put your email in the chat box and then Ellen can see it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Tanya is looking for a 3-bedroom for $3 to $4 million. There are a ton of them out there, Tanya. So I just did a search for a similar thing in Chelsea, apparently. So if anyone knows 3-bedroom, $3 to $4 million in Chelsea, there's some great new developments, Tanya, on 22nd, 20th, and 19th Streets that I think you can get a 3-bedroom for $4. So we can talk about that after. Anyone else have anyone special they're looking for something for, but they can't find it? Okay, well, thank you guys again. I'm going to stop the recording. Have a great rest of your day.